this? And if we were to drop capitalism, where does AI fit in here?
Maybe I can start that. I think the sort of the point to push on, if we're wondering about that, is to ask actually how self-constructed our communities are in a world where we have people you may know recommendations. Because it is almost certainly the case, I mean, it kind of goes back to the neutral versus not neutral analogy that I was making, which is like, you can self-aggregate if you're in a room, but if you're in a room in which there are these forces that are pushing people different directions and we're not aware of them, we're not able to control them, then the question becomes how self-organized is that? And that doesn't necessarily mean that we have to give up on the idea, but I believe that we live in some strange version of assisted self-formed organizations, and the assisted I think we should be skeptical of because there's no transparency around what we're being assisted to organize around. And going back to some of the discussions around capitalism and sort of market-driven forces, it's certainly the case that Facebook and Twitter and the big five, they're
not expect people to join a movement or self-organize because they first need to feed their children. They first need to try to survive. Women are killed every day in Mexico, and 9 women are killed every day. So they first need to stay alive. And of course, the only way out is to self-organize. But first we need to think about how much do we expect of people if they don't have like the basic conditions to survive.
Quick response is that I think the whole idea of self-organization up to now has not been well understood. All natural systems and social systems have the inherent power to self-organize. The problem has been that power has been concentrated in the hands of either corporations or governments to the point that the fledgling potential has never manifested into reality. Now we are having a better chance, I think, of that self-organizing potential to come up. And in order for that to happen, this issue of power that I referred to, the concentration of power, that will have to shift. And the self-empowerment processes, I believe, will begin to allow the, if you like, a kind of a spreading of prosperous communities of distributed power around the world. It will take a few decades, but I believe that that's the future.
Talk. I invite everybody to continue the discussion around lunch. And thank you very much, Derek Ruth, Paolo Ricorte, and Naresh Singh. Thank you.
Very interesting talk. Thank you.
One 1:30? Pour ceux qui sont facilitateurs, the facilitators, we will be meeting, where are we meeting? On the balcony. At 1. Yeah, meeting facilitators at 1.